Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So we're going to do a little something different. It's still art, but it's going to be the art of cooking. So today I decided I was going to take you through how I make my kimchi. I love kimchi. I love fermented foods. Kimchi is one of my favorite things. So this is how I do it. So I've done a few things first because it takes a few hours to do. And number one would be my Napa cabbage. Now I've got it in here. I've washed my hands. I'm good and clean. I've got gloves I'm going to wear too. But this is like very pliable. You can see it's just very... You want to make sure that these thick parts, if you fold it in half like that, that they don't break. And mine are just like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start getting some things together. This off my hand. So in my kimchi, I put carrots, I put green onions, and I make my paste. Now, this is another thing, is you have to make your gray, it's a porridge, which is nothing more than flour and water. And I use about 1.5 cups of water. I put 1/4 cup of flour. Whisk that together, bring it to a boil, and let it cook for about 5 or 10 minutes until it thickens, and let it cool completely, which I've done. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to make the beginning of our paste. So I've got my little food chopper here. Turn it down here. Got my little food chopper. To that, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 cloves of garlic. I've got about 1.5 inches of ginger I'm going to put in there, and 1 small onion. So I'm going to chop this up. Now, I don't know, there are so many recipes for kimchi out there, but I've made quite a few different kinds. And so far, this is the one that I really like. Oh, a bad place in that onion. Take that out. Okay, so now I'm going to chop my onion up just a little bit so it doesn't have to do too much in the food processor. Alright, and I'm going to pulse this together. Alright. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to transfer it into this bowl. Now, I had to order my chili flakes online because I live in Key West and I couldn't find it anywhere. And if anybody sees this video that lives in Key West and you can tell me where to get Korean chili flakes, let me know. Alright, so I'm going to sit this up here, bring it up a little bit. So now I'm going to cut my vegetables here. So I like celery in mine. Might sound weird, but it's good. I love it fermented. So I'm gonna cut it long ways like this. Okay. And now I've got my scallions here. I'm using a whole bunch of scallions. You can use like 3 or 4, however you want to do it, but I like a lot of scallions in mine. I'm going to cut the ends off, and I'm just going to cut these in long julienne. Just like that. All right. Then I got to do my carrots. Now you can put anything you want in your kimchi, any vegetables that you desire. These are just the ones that I picked. Sometimes I've actually put water chestnuts in it because I couldn't find the radish and I wanted something a little crunchy, and it was actually very good. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut the ends off my carrot. I'm going to cut it in pieces about, cut these in half and that in half. Then I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to julienne these into matchsticks. Like so. I'm going to do that to all these. Now make sure when you make your flour porridge that you let that cool all the way to room temperature. You don't want that to be hot. Alright, so I've got my vegetables cut here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cabbage and I've got to rinse it very well. I'm going to tilt you this way a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take that out. You want to get in between the leaves and everything and get this rinsed off really good, because when you do your cabbage to get it to this state, I used about a half a cup of kosher salt that you sprinkle in between each of the layers of cabbage. And you want it to get really good and salted and really loose. Make sure you get in between all these layers. Rinse it good. I'm going to dump this water and do it again. Put all my cabbage back in and rinse it again. You want to rinse it maybe a couple times, 2 or 3 times. Now, I don't add extra salt. I'm going to add a little bit, but not much. Okay. So now, we are good to go. So I'm going to take you back over here, move these vegetables over. Now in my bowl here, I don't need that carrot, I have enough. In my bowl here, I'm going to add my porridge. And I'm going to use, I might use all of it. I left about 1/3 of a cup. And then to that, we're going to add fish sauce. And we're going to add about 1/2 cup. Oh Lord, that'll take forever. All right. Now, if you want to leave fish sauce out, you can leave the fish sauce out, but it does gives it a whole different flavor and taste, more traditional kimchi taste for sure. And I don't know why I couldn't get the lid off this, but I'm just going to shake it till I get it where I need it. And I think that's about good. Alright, so in goes my fish sauce. Next goes my peppers. Now I've got some cayenne pepper, and I've got chili flakes, Korean chili powder flakes. And I'm going to add that. Get this all mixed up. So in here I've got my garlic, my ginger, my chili flakes, my fish sauce, and I'm going to add some crushed red pepper, probably about a good 1.5 tablespoons, and just a touch of sriracha salt, because I don't put salt. Just a little bit of that. I try to keep away from the salt as much as possible. So to this, I'm going to add all my vegetables. So I'm going to put all these in here. Just like this. And at this point, I'm going to put on my glove. Because you need to mix this all together. And you got to coat your cabbage with it. Boy, you want to be difficult. My hands are damp. All right. So I'm going to get all my vegetables coated in this sauce. Just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little crock here. Get my cabbage. And I'm going to take my pieces of cabbage and lay it in here. And I'm going to start coating in between every layer with this delicious pepper sauce. Just like so. And now when I get that out, I'm going to fold it in half, make sure everything's covered. And you know what, I'm going to actually put some of this down on the bottom of my crock. And I'm going to lay this down in there. Push it down in there. Do my next one. See how I fold that in half and it don't break? That's how you need your cabbage. That's so supple. Push it down in there. And I think I can get one more in here. Actually, I don't know if I can or not. I think I'm going to leave those two at that one. Sit this over here for a minute so I can clean that up. Okay. And I'm going to get my other jar here. Put these in this one. Now, you know, I may end up just putting them all in this one. I don't know, but I thought they'd fit in that other one, but I can't squish it down enough. So getting this paste all between all these layers. Yeah, I'm going to put them all in this jar. Alright, got this one done. Fold that and get it in there. Get this one. Don't be skimpy. Get all your layers coated really good with this. You want to use it all up. This is going to be so good. Get this one down in there. Squish it down. I am going to put these in there too. Put these in there too. Get all that out of there. All right. Now I'm going to take what's left and get that in there with these. Wash my hands. All right. So now, I want to make sure that this is good and, wow, what a mess. I want to make sure that this is good and not a lot of air in there between them. So I'm going to push it down real good. Clean up the edges. So I want to make sure, you want to try to get everything underneath this brine, under the juice. I cannot wait for this. All right, guys. Just another clean. So now what I'm going to do is you let this sit out. You can put it in the refrigerator if you want it to ferment slowly, but I like mine a little quicker. I want to eat it pretty soon. I do have a few jars in the fridge left, so I can wait on this bad boy. But I want to let it sit out for probably about at least 3 days. Some people just do it overnight or for a day or so, but I want to start seeing bubbles. I like it really fermented. I love it, love it. Then you can put it in the fridge. So I'm going to let this sit out for 3 days. Then I'm going to put it in the fridge. And before I put it in the fridge though, we're going to try some. Alright guys, I hope you like this video. I am going to be doing a painting. Going to get up there into my studio and I'm doing a painting of my daughter's house. So I'm pretty sure that it'll still be a surprise. Catch you real soon, guys. Thank you.